it is that time where we are going to be doing something delicious. You're in for a treat, and it is because it's time to head into the kitchen. And so let's give a warm welcome to Petrina. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be cooking Chicken Tikka Caesar Salad. Most of us know about Caesar salad. It's normally made with chicken and salad leaves, romaine lettuce especially. However, today I'm going to make like the Asian version, Asian flavor with chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka.
Okay, so the ingredients are basically chicken, as you know, that's the main one. However, you can also make a vegetarian version with tofu if you want to, or even fish as well. Fish is a good option as well, or any other protein of your choice. I've also used here, I've got some. This one you probably won't find in the restaurants. This is my version of chicken tikka, Caesar salad. So I've got a slight beetroot that's grated. I've got some lettuce leaves and, Swiss chard as well. And we're going to add some cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes here, you'll see it's very good for the heart especially. It's all red. You can have different versions. I've chosen about 20 of those. I'm going to add some cucumber as well, a bit of lemon juice or lime juice. Stalk of celery, and I've got obviously the main one, which is the romaine lettuce, or you can, this is actually the baby gem lettuce, which is slightly smaller. I'm going to add some chili flakes as well, just make it a bit spicy. I've got the chicken obviously already marinated. I've marinated it in paprika, which gives the red color, and obviously cumin powder and also turmeric powder as well. Now, when you eat in the restaurant, sometimes you see it's really red. Mine won't be that way because I'm actually not using any of the red food dye, which I don't really believe in the coloring because it's not natural and it's probably not healthy as well. So this is not going to be red as you see in the shops, but that's how it's going to be. And I've actually
So for the coloring, you've only used paprika.
Paprika, smoked paprika, and I've used a bit of cumin powder and also turmeric powder as well. You can also add ginger powder as well if you want to as well. And then I've got a bit of carrot here. I'm going to garnish with basil leaves. And these are actually croutons. Croutons, I actually made them myself from bread. So all you have to do is slice the bread that's probably like a day old and put it in the oven and about 10 minutes or so until it's brown, and that's the natural croutons. And it's a lot healthier as well from what you get from the shops. Yeah. So I've actually heated the pan with about 2 teaspoons of this coconut oil, like that, 2 teaspoons. It's already melted. So the first thing is I'm going to do is actually cook the chicken. Let me just turn off the heat up. Okay. Right, while waiting for that to warm up slightly, I've also got garlic, about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I've got shallots here, which I've sliced very finely. I've got a cube of chicken stock, just to give it a bit more sea salt and flavor. And I've got a red onion as well. So that's all the ingredients. I'm going to start chopping the shallots really finely.
With the shallots, the red onion and the brown onion.
Yeah, the shallots have a slightly sweeter taste. It's actually one of my favorites among the sort of like onion family.
Are they cute, but it takes longer to peel?
No, they're not. These ones were actually quite sort of like roundish, but if you can get the longish ones, it's actually a lot easier to peel. But sometimes you don't get that in the shops. So I've got the round ones, which is like half the size of this red onion. So it's slightly, takes slightly longer to peel, but it's not really, doesn't really take that long, just a few seconds more.
So between the red and the brown onion, which one is more sweeter?
It will be with the brown onion. This red onion is a bit more pungent. We tend to add it like in salads. I'm not really a fan of these red onions, especially if it's not cooked, because unless it's really chopped really fine. Yeah. Because it's a bit like too strong.
I find the red onion to be more sweeter.
Right, okay. I find the taste is, a bit more stronger in terms of...
either way, I can eat onion like that.
Yeah.
I can eat it.
Yeah. And you've heard me mention before as well, onions, garlic, shallots, they're all great for keeping the immune system strong as well.
Yeah.
So you should actually eat that raw every day if you can. Yeah. So these red onions, I'm going to cook it slightly after we've cooked the chicken. So let me just put the chicken in because the pan's probably already hot. So let's put all these chicken pieces in. I basically just cut them into bite-sized pieces. You can use either, the best one would be chicken thigh meat. However, I've used a mixture of chicken thigh and chicken breast as well. So all you have to do is just let it cook bite-sized pieces, so that's enough to go around. So let that cook naturally, gently. I'm just going to cover it slightly as it cooks. Carry on cutting with the onion. You will see that this dish doesn't take too long to prepare. It's mainly just the chicken that needs to be cooked and a bit of the onions and garlic. And then the rest is, you can eat it raw basically. That's what the salad's for. So the salad, as I said, there's no, really rule. You can add whatever fresh salad that you want to eat or you fancy eating. So all these onions, I'm just going to cut it really fine. You should also eat a variety of, onions, because every different color vegetable, it has, different nutrients. So you'll always see that most of my recipes are always very colorful. You see the red, the green, the orange, purple as well, and dark red as well from the beetroot. Beetroot is very good for those who actually low in iron. So it's natural iron. Many people think that iron source is only mainly from red meat, but the healthier version is actually from the vegetables.
I think B12 as well, you've got some good supplement of B12 in beetroot as well.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And it's very earthy.
It is.
I like the taste of very earthy kind of vegetable.
So the chicken is cooking very nicely here. Just giving a stir. You can see it's not a bright red, it's more like a dark browny color, but that's the natural colors of the paprika and the turmeric and the cumin as well. Okay, so there, let it cook. And now we can cut the carrots. Carrot again.
What is that? Sorry, I missed the. What are you frying those on the chicken pieces in?
Yeah, well, the chicken I marinated it overnight with cumin, turmeric, and paprika powder, and a bit of sea salt as well.
Yes.
And also I actually added a bit of spelt flour as well, just to make it a bit,
No, but what I mean is that coconut oil?
Yeah, coconut oil. Yeah, I took like two teaspoons of this, coconut oil.
Yeah, I see. Yes.
You don't really need a lot of oil anyway, so we're not like deep frying the chicken.
But but sometimes it's got a strong taste to it, with the coconut oil.
Yeah.
So what else could we use that's not going to
You can, my favorite two oils are mainly coconut or olive oil. So you can use that as well.
Oh my gosh, even olive oil has got a very strong,
Yeah.
well, pure olive oil has got a very strong taste.
The things, these are the two healthiest oils that you can use as well. So that's it.
It's very focused, like your food is on very healthy eating, especially if you're trying to reverse or not become diabetic.
Yes, definitely. And these are the oils that you should be cooking with as well. If you're cooking with olive oil, the thing that you need to be cautious of is not to cook it on too high heat, because it destroys the oil. So with the coconut oil, it's a bit more manageable if you're doing like.
So you know what I know that some people have been doing as a tip that I was told recently is that you make all the food in water. You kind of like boiling it, and then when it's cooling down, is when you add a bit of oil.
You can add the oil towards the end as well. I've done cooking where I've actually literally not used any oil, and if you want the oil later on, you can actually just put a bit of it over the food that's cooked. However, boiling, what happens because it's on really high heat, it tends to destroy all the nutrients.
Yeah.
We do recommend that if you're boiling anything, then you should also drink the water. However, again, because if it's boiling, or even if you're steaming, we normally recommend that you don't do it on really high heat. Sort of like I've done soups where I've actually done it simmering the soup and cooking it that way rather than having it on a really high.
Because you're not, you're putting all the goodness into the water and then we're tipping that water down the sink.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
It makes no sense. Really, because we want it to benefit us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see the chicken's sort of cooked almost. So I'm going to add the shallots the onions, bit of the chicken stock seasoning, 1 cube of that. Just marinate it down. So this is a dish where you're going to get the warm food of the chicken and the other cooked ingredients. However, you also get like the room temperature of the rest of the salad itself, the fresh salad. So it's going to be a mixture of hot and cold or room temperature. Going to add also the chili flakes, slightly flaked, or you can use like fresh chili if you want to.
And these chili flakes, they look dangerous, but they're very subtle.
Yeah, they're actually quite pungent. That's why you've seen I've only added a little bit. I'm not being stingy here, but don't really overpower it. And even the chili, if you use like especially the smaller chili, then it'll actually be a bit more like stronger in terms of taste as well. Okay, so cover that. And what I'll do now is to slice these lettuce. Lettuce, you can just slice it like this, rough like this. I like it bite-sized pieces, so
Yeah.
I'll put that in. Actually got quite a lot for this plate, so okay. So I won't put all in the plate, but there's plenty. And
this is a perfect dish really for spring, summertime. When you don't want something heavy, and you want lots of nice colors, nutrients, and it's light.
Definitely. So you can see it's all very colorful already. Again, you can see probably need a bigger plate. I've got enough for the crew, here anyway, so you can always have it later. So I'm going to cut the cucumber. Cucumber, I've got these like baby ones, but you can use like the bigger ones if you want to as well. Cucumber, again, just slice it like that, and just it's all raw, so you can see half a small cucumber goes quite a long way. All depends on what your favorite vegetables are as well. So, and that, and I've got now these tomatoes. You can see tomatoes look like the heart when you cut it, so it's very good for the heart as well. So, cherry tomatoes, ideally you don't really have to cook them, so you just have to put them there. I've actually pre-cut a few before on the plate as well, so you've got about maybe 10 of those on the plate. You can just cut them to half or cut them into cubes depending on how big they are, or you can even serve it like whole tomatoes. The only thing is when you have the whole tomatoes, then sometimes when you try to grab it with a fork, it tends to run away on the plate. Yeah. And I've got celery as well. Celery, I've mentioned before that it's very good for the bones as well, bone structure, you can see like that. So that's good as well.
Yeah, the celery is very good, but I mean, it's one of the vegetables I struggle with. I don't know, I find it really hard to have the celery. I guess if you just blend it into the food somewhere, somehow,
I tell you how good celery is. Just yesterday, about 3 weeks ago, we met this lady who had pets. And the pet was actually suffering, and we recommended actually give the celery to the pet itself. And
oh my gosh, what was it? What was the pet suffering from? Do you know?
Arthritis.
Oh.
Yeah. So we told them to actually give the celery to the pet, and she came back and saw us yesterday, and she said, "Wow, the pet's like totally lively. Before that was like very low in energy."
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And then that convinced the owner to actually eat the celery herself, because if it's worked on her own pet, then what's it going to do to the humans? Okay, so I've got also the basil. I'm going to cut it. Basil is just to sprinkle over.
So Petrina, how's your garden going? How's growing in the garden?
Yeah, it's
blooming
blooming because obviously it's springtime now, so it's looking lovely.
Yeah.
Winter time was very sad. We didn't have much. Yeah. So this basil is actually from the garden as well.
So what have you got in the garden at the moment that you are using or nibbling on in your day-to-day cooking?
We've got mint growing. Yeah. We've got garlic chives, which I'll bring on the show next time as well. Garlic chives is something that you can only find it during like spring, summertime. And it's got a very nice garlic flavor. So it's called chives, but it's garlic flavored chives.
Yeah,
And it's quite hard to find. It's actually very expensive in the restaurants as well. We managed to get a plant, so we've got fresh it, and we can actually use it quite easily.
Yeah. I'm always telling myself that I need to really get back into that. Well, I'm saying get back into it like I've been doing it all these years.
Yeah.
I actually haven't. I've done only mint or something basic like coriander. But you know, growing up, we had in my garden, my mum would be growing like spinach, coriander, mint, radishes, and now she's got grapes. It's great.
Yeah.
But you know, it's great to see that, and I always want to do that. I always want to carry that on, but you just don't get around to doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
the thing is that there are some herbs which are very easy to grow and doesn't really need a lot of maintenance, like chives. Chives grows easily. I've mentioned before spring onions as well. Spring onions, try to get on the one with the roots. Just cut them up till up here, and then you just plant them either in water or soil, and you actually find that
even with the garlic, you just have, as soon as you see a little bit of the sprout coming out, you can pop it into the soil, and then when you put it out again, you got a full one.
Yes.
So
and also the other day when I had I had onion which I left for a while. I think it was just a day, and the onion started to sprout as well. So it had the green, similar to what you get in the spring onion. It had that sprout as well. So that's actually the healthy bit of it. So I've just chopped off slightly about the spring onion here. Just garnish it in. And lastly, we will add the juice of this lime. Just give it a bit of taste. Yeah. So the chicken is cooked. It's cooked as well. Because I've cubed it, it takes very little time to cook. So it's really cooked. And you can see the pan is not oily, the chicken's not really stuck. Because the chicken also has a bit of its natural oil as well from the fat, although I didn't really get any pieces that were high in fat. I've removed most of it. So that is the Chicken Tikka Caesar Salad version, my version of it. We're going to add the croutons in lastly as well. So now you know how to make croutons. Just use a bit of stale loaf of bread. Well, stale, when I say stale, it's like a day old or so, and just put in the oven and you'll get it.
But when you say day old, you mean leave it out to make it hot?
I normally get the bread. I should actually be baking my own bread, but I haven't got a chance to do that yet. So I normally get the loaf of bread, and that's my favorite. So this is actually sourdough bread. So sourdough that's like, just a day old. You can keep in the wrapper. It'll actually harden slightly. And I've just sliced it and diced it into very small pieces, and just made croutons from the oven itself. Okay, so the chicken is done. Gonna put the hot, warm chicken onto the salad. Plenty of it. So the good thing about this one is it helps you to also eat like fresh salad if you're not someone who likes to eat too much salad.
Yeah.
I always find the trick is if you don't like to eat anything, then have it in a spoonful of something that you like. So imagine if you didn't like the lettuce, for example, then take a piece of this chicken and obviously have it with a bit of the salad as well, or cucumber or celery that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And that will help you to get accustomed to the taste as well. So plenty of it here.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Yeah. Then we're going to garnish it with this one, a bit of basil. You can use mint or coriander as well, or any other herbs of your choice. And I'm going to squeeze a bit of this lemon juice, or lime juice rather. Just squeeze it over. And then sometimes some people still think it's still a bit dry. So what I've done is I've actually got a bit of coconut milk. You can use yogurt as well. You just put it on the side. for those of you who want to add a bit with a bit of sauce. Okay.
There you go.
So for those who don't really want the sauce, you can have it on the other side, but this is for those who still like it with a bit of more moisture. And as I mentioned as well, you can also add, your olive oil to it as well. And yeah, I've almost forgot the croutons. So the croutons, we'll just sprinkle it across here as well. There you go.
It's fantastic. Yeah, that's great.
So just there, crunchy. It's warm. It's got the different coolness of the salad as well, and it's a really nice dish that you can have for summer, even winter time if you're in a colder climate.
Yeah, it's a really healthy dish.
It is.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Petrina. And there you go. We've got a nice last shot of that. And now we're going to have the ingredients up on the screen. So just in case you missed it, you can now have a look at that there. There you go. There's the ingredients for the Chicken Tikka Caesar Salad. And take a picture or something if you like to make this dish maybe later on today. We've got some great weather coming up, and inshallah you can enjoy your Chicken Tikka Caesar Salad. There you go. And yeah, and so here we go. We when you did you decide that this, what made you decide, Petrina, that this is the dish for today?
Well, as we get into like warmer weather, sometimes you don't feel like cooking, like a major cooking in the kitchen, and you're all sweaty. And this is something that you can prepare within like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long. Obviously, the salad, you can it's easy. These days, you actually also get, like, I've got some of the salad leaves from the shops itself. However, you can even cut your own if you're growing some as well. Yes. So I've added beetroot, I've added the lettuce leaves as well. Swiss chard is in there as well. Spinach leaves, you get it like already in the package most of the time in the shops as well. And you just add your cut cucumber. Doesn't take long, few seconds to cut it. Cherry tomatoes, carrots, the romaine lettuce. You've seen I've prepared this in within minutes.
Yeah.
And this is something, a colorful dish that the whole family can enjoy. And you can obviously also pick what you want. So if you just want to eat the chicken, or if you want to add it as fish, Caesar salad, you can as well. If you love cucumber, you can eat it on your own. Just
yeah.
There's so many choices of the vegetables and fruits.
Yeah, 100%. So there you go. That was Chef Petrina there with some wonderful dish prepared for us. And